Every team has that one player, the one nobody's talking about, until he explodes and changes the entire season. Falcons fans, we might have just found ours. He wasn't a big-name free agent. He wasn't a first-round pick, but this linebacker could become the heart of our defense and the key to a playoff run in 2025. This story is about grit, redemption, and a second chance, and it starts right now. Hey, Falcons fans, buckle up because something's building inside that locker room. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's powerful, and it could completely reshape how the Falcons' defense looks in 2025. We're not talking about a superstar signing or some blockbuster trade. No, this buzz is about a player who's been flying under the radar. A quiet name, but maybe the missing piece we've been waiting for. A guy that barely made headlines until now. That name, Divine Diablo. Yep, the former Raiders linebacker might just be the most important move Atlanta made this offseason, and most fans didn't even see it coming. Let's back up for a second. After a frustrating 2024 season, the Falcons coaching staff, led by Raheem Morris, had to take a long, hard look at the linebacker room. What they saw was a group with potential, but also a lot of question marks. There was one constant: Caden Ellis, reliable, steady, the kind of guy who doesn't talk much but hits hard, tackles well, and always shows up when it matters. He's not a headline maker, but he's a glue guy. Every team needs one. And for Atlanta, Ellis has been that rock. Then there's the wild card, Troy Anderson. This kid is built like a superhero. Fast, athletic, explosive. The kind of player that makes you sit up when he's on the field. Remember that game against the Saints in September 2024? 17 tackles, a pick six. Named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. That was his moment. The one that made everyone believe he could be the next big thing. But here's the painful truth. That flash of brilliance hasn't lasted. In 3 full years, Anderson has started only 11 games. Not because he's not good enough, but because he just can't stay healthy. Every time he gets rolling, another injury hits. It's been a heartbreaking pattern of what could have been. So the Falcons had to act. And with tight cap space and no room for risky, high-priced signings, they went the smart route and signed Divine Diablo. Now listen, Diablo might not wow you with highlight reels, but here's what he does bring: stability, toughness, reliability. And for a team that has struggled to keep playmakers on the field, that's exactly what's needed. Last season, he started 14 games. That's no small thing. In a league full of injuries and inconsistency, having someone you can count on week after week, that's huge, and it gets better. ESPN's Mark Raimondi just called Diablo Atlanta's biggest surprise player for 2025. That's not hype, that's coming from inside the league. Coaches are buzzing, and if you listen closely to how Coach Morris talks about him, you can feel it. They believe he could be a difference maker. This isn't just another body in camp. This could be the spark, the steady force that balances out the wild talent of Anderson, supports the foundation set by Ellis, and gives the Falcons a real shot at building a complete linebacker unit. Falcons fans, it's your turn. Do you think Divine Diablo could be the surprise hero of 2025? Is this the move that finally brings stability to our linebacker room? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and rate the Falcons linebacker group from 1 to 10. How confident are you heading into this season? This could be the quiet turning point of the entire year, and trust me, we're just getting started. Explosion football. Let's talk about Divine Diablo and why this man might not just be important to the Falcons' defense, he might be running it. Standing tall at 6'3", Diablo brings the size and athleticism you want in a modern linebacker. But the real secret weapon, his mind, that's where he separates himself from the pack. Coach Raheem Morris is reportedly giving serious thought to putting the green dot on Diablo's helmet. And if you know football, you know what that means. He wouldn't just be playing linebacker. He'd be calling the plays, leading the huddle, and becoming the voice of the entire defense. That's not a role you hand out lightly. That's a trust move. That's leadership. And Diablo's journey to this moment? It's wild. Back at Virginia Tech, he wasn't even a full-time linebacker. He played a hybrid safety role, bouncing between coverages and run support. That gave him something most linebackers struggle with: natural coverage instincts. He learned to read quarterbacks. He learned to track routes. And when he moved to linebacker full-time, he brought all of that skill with him. Pair that intelligence with his physical power, and you've got a dangerous defender who can see the play coming and destroy it before it even starts. And here's where it gets exciting. If the Falcons line up Caden Ellis to attack the backfield, stuffing runs, pressuring QBs, and give Diablo the freedom to roam and react, that combination could be devastating. On outside runs, Diablo can chase them down. On screens or swing passes, he's there before the ball lands. On third down, he becomes a moving chess piece the offense can't predict. That's the kind of chemistry that turns defenses from average to elite. Now look, we're not forgetting Troy Anderson. No chance. He's still one of the most athletic players on this team. A healthy Anderson is a highlight machine just waiting to explode. But let's face the truth. The injuries have been brutal. He's played in just 11 games in 3 years. And no matter how much talent you have, you can't help the team from the sidelines. And that's where Diablo stands out. He's reliable, durable, smart. If he wins the starting job and starts producing early, Anderson could be looking at a backup role. It's not a knock. It's just reality. The NFL doesn't wait. And right now, Diablo looks ready. Offense is heating up too. Let's switch sides for a second, because the offense has a storyline that's just as juicy. Remember Darnell Mooney? A solid player with flashes of talent in Chicago, but nothing consistent. Well, now he's in Atlanta, and he's thriving. Last season, he dropped nearly 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns, more than he put up in his previous 2 seasons combined. That's not just a bounce back. That's a breakout. But here's the spicy part. He only played 1 full game with rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr., and the connection was instant. The timing, the deep ball, the chemistry, it was there, right away. And Penix Jr. isn't just some raw rookie. He's known for deep ball accuracy, and Mooney, he thrives down the field. How much does he thrive? 14 deep catches last year, 3rd most in the entire NFL. When QBs targeted him on throws over 20 yards, they had a passer rating of 118.6, 5th best in the league. That's elite. If Penix and Mooney keep building that connection, this offense could become a highlight reel every week. NFL mayhem plus Falcons stability. And while the Falcons are making quiet, smart moves, the rest of the NFL has gone full chaos mode. In just the last 48 hours, Jalen Ramsey is now a Steeler. Minkah Fitzpatrick headed to Miami in the same trade. Darren Waller came out of retirement to join the Dolphins. But here's the good news for Atlanta. Kyle Pitts is staying put. That's right. With Waller landing in Miami, all rumors about Pitts moving are done. He's locked in with the Falcons, and that's a huge sigh of relief, because a healthy Kyle Pitts is a matchup nightmare. And with weapons like Mooney and Bijan around him, this offense is only getting better. So now it's your turn, Falcons fans. Is Divine Diablo the new leader this defense needs? Will Mooney and Penix become the NFL's next big quarterback wide receiver duo? Drop your answers in the comments and tell us, from 1 to 10, how confident are you in the Falcons roster heading into 2025? There's more coming. Another twist is right around the corner, one nobody saw coming. So stay loud, stay ready, and rise up, Dirty Bird Nation. We might be on the verge of something special. Football on fire. And just like that, a single tweet shook the entire NFL. No warning, no context, just a cryptic message from Adam Schefter, and suddenly, everything changed. He wrote, "In recent weeks, multiple teams have been discussing whether they can trade for Steelers standout TJ Watt." That one sentence lit a fire under every front office in the league, and for the Atlanta Falcons, it could be the start of something massive. Let's break this down, because this isn't just a rumor. This is a potential game changer. Why would TJ Watt be available? Let's get the obvious question out of the way. Why would the Steelers even think about trading a player like TJ Watt? 2 words: money problems. Pittsburgh just took on a massive contract by trading for Jalen Ramsey. That deal didn't come cheap, and guess who didn't show up to minicamp recently? Yep, Watt. He's unhappy with his current deal. And can you blame him? He's still putting up elite numbers, still wrecking offensive lines, still dominating at the line of scrimmage. But he's no longer one of the highest paid pass rushers, and that doesn't sit right, especially when guys like Myles Garrett are cashing in big time. So here's what might be happening behind the scenes. Watt's camp is sending a message, and they're doing it the NFL way, through the media. When a guy like Schefter casually drops a line like that, it's not random. It's a warning shot. It tells the entire league, hey, he might be gettable. Start making calls. Should the Falcons pick up the phone? If you're Falcons GM Terry Fontenot, this is the moment you lean back in your chair, take a deep breath, and seriously ask, should we go after TJ Watt? The timing? Perfect. The need? Real. Atlanta just drafted 2 very promising young edge rushers, James Pierce Jr., a freak athlete from Tennessee with sky-high upside, Jalen Walker from Georgia, a smart, powerful playmaker with tons of potential. And yeah, both are exciting, but they're also rookies. And TJ Watt, he's a proven monster, a defensive player of the year, a guy who can single-handedly change games, wreck drives, and shift momentum with 1 sack. You don't pass up a player like that unless you're 100% confident in your plan. And let's be honest, the Falcons might not be ready to trust their 2025 season to a couple of rookies off the edge. This isn't just about football. It's about pressure. There's something else at play here, something deeper. Terry Fontenot's job might be on the line. Ownership is watching. They're done waiting. A 9-8 season and a quick playoff exit, that's not going to cut it. They want wins. They want January football. They want results. Bringing in TJ Watt would send a clear message. We're not rebuilding. We're not testing things out. We're coming to win right now, but there's a price. The cost? Worth it? Let's not sugarcoat it. Trading for Watt could mean giving up more draft picks and maybe even parting with a future star like James Pierce Jr. So here's the real question, the one the entire front office in Flowery Branch is probably asking right now. Would you trade James Pierce Jr. and a few draft picks for TJ Watt? Would you take the sure thing, the elite edge rusher who can dominate and pay the price? Or would you stay the course, develop the youth, and hope your draft picks bloom into superstars in time? All right, Falcons fans, it's decision time. Would you make the trade? Would you sacrifice potential for power? Would you risk the future to win in 2025? Drop your answer in the comments. And tell us, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want TJ Watt in red and black? This could be one of the biggest decisions of the offseason, and the ripple effects could define the future of this team. We're watching something big unfold, so stay locked in. Stay loud and rise up, Dirty Bird Nation. The Falcons might be one bold move away from greatness. Football on fire.